Hello class. Right now we are going to review for our circles test that we have tomorrow. So let's look at questions 1 through 6 right now. On question number 1, we are asked to find the circumference of the circle with a radius of 8 inches. So first thing we need to do is write down the circumference formula, which is 2 pi r. Okay, sorry about that. And we are going to substitute 8 in for the radius. So what we will do is we will take 2 times pi times 8. So, for the first answer blank, you just need to take 2 times 8, which is 16, and we're going to write that with pi. And we can say that's approximately 50.3 inches. Remember, you need to put both forms on your test. And those will be clearly stated in the instructions right here of pi and 1 decimal. For question 2, we are asked to find the measure of the arc of AB. If you remember correctly from our notes, that if the angle is 50, then the arc is also 50. And this is true when the angle is formed, or the vertex of the angle is at the center of the circle. Okay? So now let's use the formula. Measure of the arc divided by 360 times the circumference of a circle. Alright, so we know the measure of our arc, which is 50, divided by 360 times, and we have 2 pi 9. So, if you remember, in the instructions it says write one answer in terms of pi, so we'll just take 50 divided by 360 times 2 times 9. When you do that in your calculator, please make sure that you do not round 50 divided by 360. Okay, leave it as a decimal times then the 18. So for your first answer, you should get 2.5 pi. You may have the answer as 5 over 2 or 2.5 pi. And then finally for our final answer, you get 7.9. Okay. I'm going to actually write that answer in blue so it stands out away from the work. So once again, you get 2.5 pi, also known as 7.9. Okay. For question number 3, we are asked to find the degrees of the arc KGI, and then we need to also identify which of the arc types there are. So if you remember from our notes, KGI, that's the order that we would like to go in, so we're going to go from K to G. So K, oh, sorry about that. From K to G. There we go. To I. Now, the 59 is this piece right here. Okay? So this is the 59, is that little piece right there. The rest of this, if you notice, we are cut by a diameter, which means that this part of the circle is 180. So all we have to do is add 59 plus the 180. So our answer will be 239 degrees. All right. Now, the 3 types of arcs. The 3 types of arcs again. We have minor, major, and semicircle, which I'm just going to put semi. Minor, if you remember correctly, has to have 2 letters. Major is used by 3, and semi is used by 3. So if we were doing, our question asks us KGI, and so we just have to identify if it is minor, or sorry, not minor, a major or a semi. Well, KGI goes more than just a diameter, because K to H is the diameter, so it would be a major. So our answer is major. All right. So remember, minor is 2 letters, major is 3, semi is 3. Semi will end like K, G, H. That would be a semi. Okay. Erase some of the work. Looking at question 4. If you notice inside of the angle USV, we have a marking that shows that the angle VST is also congruent. So if one angle is negative 27x minus 3, so if one of them is negative 27x minus 3, this is also going to be negative 27x minus 3. So if you remember in class, we like to stack these because it helps us watch our signs and also make sure we have everything lined up. So we have negative 37x plus 2. We have negative 27x minus 3. And we have negative 27x minus 3. So we would like to add those. And we should get negative 91 minus 4. Now, because we have all 3 arcs identified, we know how many degrees are in a circle, which is 360. So we'll set that up equal to 360. And then we just solve for x. When you solve for x, you'll get x to equal negative 4. Now, to find ut, you need to plug it back in. For x. So we are going to plug ut in, or not ut in, we're going to plug in, negative 4 in for the x. So we have negative 37 times negative 4 plus 2. Negative times a negative is a positive, which is 148, plus 2 gives my final answer as 150 degrees. Now, your x can be negative, but your arc cannot. Remember, arcs on the circle are going to be positives. Question number 5 is a little different. We are given 140, and we're given the arc length of, we are given the arc length of 6x minus 8. Now, the 140 and the 6x minus 8 are not equal. Obviously, one is obtuse, and the other one is an acute piece. What we can do is if we know that if this angle is 140 degrees, its arc is also 140 degrees. Now, once again, if you notice, we have a diameter. A diameter cuts a circle in half, therefore making it a total of 180 degrees. So, if this piece right here is 140, that means 6x minus 8 would equal 40. You use your two-step solving equations, 2 steps. To solve for x, you would add 8 and divide by 6, and so your final answer would be 8. And this one we don't have to plug in, so you just have to identify what x is. Alright, final question, number 6. I gave myself a little bit more space here because, well, we have a lot more work to do on this one. Number 6, we have a tangent line problem. So this is from section 2 in our notes. We also have a triangle. Because it's a triangle, we know that a tangent line and a radius form a right angle, which therefore makes us a right triangle. To solve for r, we would like to use Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. Plugging in what we know for a, b, and c, we are going to use r as our a. That's this r. Okay. That r. And we're going to use 12 as our b. Plus 12 squared. Okay. And that's going to equal c squared, which is 8 plus r. So we want to add both those. So we have 8 plus r squared. Now, I'm going to do the work on the left side here where I have a little bit more space. Okay. All right. I'm going to actually erase all this work real quick. Now remember, you need to FOIL the right side. And we can use our shortcuts for the FOILing. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take r squared. We can't do anything with that. So I still have r squared plus, we can do 12 squared, which is 144. Then we have the equal to. Now, take the 8 squared, which is 64. I don't know why I wrote an 8 there, but 64. Okay. And we know our shortcut, because we're going to have to do the outside and inside. Outside would be 8 times the r, which would be 8r, and then inside the same thing. So we actually get 16r plus r squared. Because we have r squareds on both sides, we can cancel them off. So I'm just left with 144 equals 64 plus 16r. Okay. So cancel them off. We get rid of them. And now we just have a two-step equation again. So we have 144 equals 16r plus 64. Subtract the 64, divide by 16, and we'll get our r as 5. Which, if you plug that back in, we will get r, 12, and 13, which we do know from our Pythagorean triples that is a right triangle, therefore making that 5 be the correct answer. If you have any more questions, please let me know. You can shoot me an email or ask me before the test tomorrow. Best of luck, and study hard and get a good night's sleep.